Hello everybody out there. Welcome to the good, the bad and the Bitcoin. My name is Dirk Hartig. I've been a professional trader and investor for 25 years. And today I actually want to talk about Bitcoin, and I want to do a little bit of a price forecast for Bitcoin for the next 3 months. So until the halving of Bitcoin, which according to NiceHash here is a mere 84 days, not even 84 days away now, supposed to happen on the 15th of April at around 8 a.m. UTC, so early in the morning for a lot of people. And the interesting question now, of course, is how's the price going to behave until then? Is everything different this time, as so many people on mainstream media, on social media want us traders to believe? Or is Bitcoin actually following perfectly along the patterns before the halving that it also did last time? I believe it is actually behaving exactly like it did before, which is something that I as a trader of course like, because it makes it more easier to forecast the price until the halving of Bitcoin. Now let's look at the facts here and put aside for the moment the disappointment that many market participants have because of the Bitcoin spot ETF, and that Bitcoin not immediately went to 69,000 to 100,000 or 500,000 or million US dollars. I mean, these are predictions I actually read there on social media. A lot of those accounts have deleted those predictions, of course, now again. But come on, let's look at a more realistic thing. Let's not keep our mood down because supposedly the Bitcoin spot ETFs were a disappointment. They were not. They're the most successful launch there has ever been for an ETF. Right now, what we are seeing is a reallocation from Bitcoin future ETF, from a Bitcoin future ETF to the Bitcoin spot ETFs, which means there's selling pressure first on the market when the buying pressure comes. So let's have a look here at the current state and then do a forecast of what to expect until the halving. If you've been a watcher of the good, the bad and the Bitcoin, you might have noticed that I did a video about a trading strategy on Bitcoin where I said whenever in an uptrend Bitcoin is closing on below its weekly 8 weeks moving average, which is the blue line here, we usually see the price going down all the way to the bull market support bands, which you see down here currently between around 37,000 and 38,000 US dollars. So that's quite a way, of course, still from the price we currently are at around 40,900 US dollars. However, this type of pattern is very much in line with what we also saw prior to the halvings in 2020 and in 2016. And this is what I want to show you today, because this also will help us to discuss or to discover where Bitcoin probably is going to head next. So let's scroll back a little bit, all the way down here to 2020. Here we go. Make it a little bit bigger for you. So halving 2020 was on the 11th of May of 2020. And I want you to notice now a couple of things. First of all, we saw also the price of Bitcoin going up by quite a margin from the end of 2019. So that was here in the month of January, actually in this case until mid of February. Bitcoin appreciated here by around 43.5%, 44% if you want to count in the wicks as well, just then to dump down again to actually below its bull market support band here. So this is, of course, what you are seeing here in this case. Yeah, of course, we had COVID there, so I think it's kind of safe to say that like the severity of the drop here all the way down to 3,800, 3,900 back then was a bit more severe than what it normally would have been. However, note here that also February and March were candles where we saw a drawback. So the expectation here is also that we maybe kind of can see this drawback also now until mid-end of February 2024. But let's go a little bit further back to 2016 and let's have a look how the price was behaving there for Bitcoin. So back then we were still trading below 1,000 US dollars. Halving there was mid of July actually. And what we can see here also, first here in the weeks of February and March that Bitcoin also liked to trend around its bull market support bands. So in the two halvings we saw prior to the one we are going to see now in 2024, the month of February was always a month where the price drew back. And then later on, around a month or 1.5 months before the halving, price actually started to trend up. That was the case here in 2016. And that, of course, was also the case in 2020. So you could see here after the severe COVID drop, we also saw the price trending up and then going sideways again. So this pattern of the price in the halving years, of the pricing in February, maybe until mid-March, always going back to its bull market support bands, is actually something that shouldn't surprise us. And as traders, of course, we like things that do not surprise us because they make it easier for us to kind of forecast the market. So the scenario now from here for 2024 would be the following. First of all, we could see the price further going down until maybe here 38,000, 36,000. If it really gets severe, maybe even 35, 34, maybe 32,000 US dollars, whatever this could cause it. But this is the kind of theory we want to work with. However, this should not be a cause for panic, because after this, we should see the price going up by quite a margin, because we also saw just now that about a month or 1.5 months before the halving, the price usually of Bitcoin in anticipation of a halving went up again. So we could actually see something like this, in my opinion. First, a severe slump down, maybe until like end of February, and then followed by a pre-halving bull run that maybe even leads us all the way up to 50,000 US dollars. And after this, prices retracting a little bit or going sideways until the bull market then really kicks in. This would be the typical pattern. Now, of course, just because it happened in the past doesn't automatically mean that it exactly like this has to happen again. But for me as a trader, patterns are important, and this is kind of a scenario I want to prepare for. So how to trade this? I'm actually placing orders again here, first of all, at 40,000, because it could also be the case that we are already rejected there and then start to go upwards again. There's not so much time until the halving left anymore. However, the more likely scenario, in my opinion, until end of February, maybe early March, that we see the price going maybe to 38, maybe to 36,000 US dollars, where I want to place my buy orders, then again limit buy orders. I want to be in the market because we also could see just a wick down there and not closing prices underneath there. If it goes further down to 35, 32, okay, that's the case then. However, in my opinion, looking at the past prices at around these bull market support bands tend to be pretty good buying prices in the long term. After this, end of February, maybe beginning of March, mid of March, we should see a rally up, and I wouldn't be surprised to actually see this rally all the way up to 50,000. I've been saying now already for almost 1.5 years that I expect the price of Bitcoin at around 40 to 50,000 US dollars, 45 to 50,000 US dollars at the halving. So this is still absolutely possible. We all know how quickly Bitcoin can sometimes perform. I mean, we've just seen this from September until early January, how quickly things can go, how quickly Bitcoin can almost double in price there. So this is my trading plan until the halving. Doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be yours. Of course, please always make your own trading decisions. Do not base your own trading decisions on something somebody else on social media or YouTube or wherever says. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, subscribe to my channel. Also make sure to join my free Discord server, where we are currently with a community working on an awesome automated trading strategy for cryptocurrencies, which once done, of course, will be made available also to the the good, the bad, and the Bitcoin community. Until we see each other again, happy investing.